Uh-oh. For this seasonal video, I'm reviewing the teenaged bitch Sabrina. This show is for weirdos, like you! Devil May Cry is all about this 20-year-old pretending to be a 16-year-old who worships the evil guy from the Bible for superpowers. It's got a lot of practical effects, which is cool, I think. I mean, look at the devil guy. He go, bleh. His voice actor's kinda shit though.
You dare summon me, Lilith.
Lilith is a lady who tricks Sabrina into signing a bad contract so that the devil guy wouldn't be so mean. Turns out, he gets mean anyway, which honestly I couldn't have seen coming. Teenage Wizard seems to bunny hop between being an awesome show
Will be my desire.
Will be thy desire.
In hell as it is on earth.
In hell as it is on earth.
Praise Satan.
Holy shit!
and being just a horrible, no good, predictable pile of microplastic show.
I love you, but I can't do this anymore. Now, I need time to work it out for myself. I need space. A break.
Kiss me. Please.
If I kiss you, Spellman, I'll never be able to walk away.
Oh my god!
So yeah, it isn't always at its peak, but when it is, daggum, it gets my feelers tingly. The whole show is 4 seasons long, which is a decent amount, I think. However, not unlike every other Netflix series ever, the quality of the show tapers drastically right after the second season. Also, I'm reviewing the first 2 separately from the last 2 because they're pretty much different shows. The most neato thing about these 2 seasons is the vibe. I love the atmosphere of the whole thing, the weirdo witch people, the characters were believable, the devil worshipping, the different culture. It felt incredibly different from the other shows on Netflix. The first episodes, or chapters, are damn near perfect. Yeah, it gets a little weird in a bad way every now and then, but you don't watch shows for every moment, good or bad. You watch them for the good parts. Right? The pacing of seasons 1 and 2 are patient, allowing the relationships between characters to develop naturally on their own, instead of forcing drama into the relationships unnecessarily in order to spice things up, because apparently the apocalypse isn't spicy enough. To reiterate, I think what it did well is pushing the envelope, taking risks by being a wacko show.
There'll be no apple picking for you, my dear.
There'll be no apple picking for you, my dear. I like that it wasn't afraid to get weird with all the things, but once it realized that it had made it, in the sense that it had gained a decent following and that it didn't have to get all wild to stand out, that's when it all went down to hell.
I see. I see what the issue is. It seems our guest doesn't have a tongue.
No tongue.
No.
Is that all? Agatha, bring me a tongue, child.
What?
You know, maybe seasons 3 and 4 aren't so bad.
I'm really excited to be playing this wedding gig with you guys, Theo.
You look so damn sexy holding that bass. I'm excited to be playing with you.
Oh, fuck. Season 3 was constantly towing the line between being the shit and being shit.
Oh no, someone's swallowing the moon.
I believe you're right, sister.
It had detailed sets, realistic practical effects, but the characters felt like they knew they were in a Netflix original series. At some points, I half expected some of the characters to turn to the camera and go, "Can you believe this fellow shitlins?" The believability of the acting fell through after the second season. Except when they were crying, and good God, they did a lot of crying. Just so much dang crying. I mean, I get it! People are sad. Get on with it. Initially, when people cried in the show, I could almost empathize with them, but it just had me laughing near the end. Also, I know Sabrina did some goofy, dumb person shit in the first 2 seasons, but she really turned into a manipulative, unlikable bitch in the latter seasons. For example, in the first episode of season 4, she tricks her friends into thinking that there's a ghost in the school so that she can hang out with them because she was afraid that they were leaving her behind. So they go on a ghost hunt and almost die. Then they find out she was lying to them, and they go, "Don't worry, we love you." And you know what she does? She manipulates her clone, long story, don't ask, by getting her clone's boyfriend all upset at her clone by pretending to be her clone and asking him to castrate himself to join her cult. Long story, don't worry about it. And you know what happens? Right when justice ought to be served, her clone's like, "Don't worry, me. I forgive you, me."
You've been naughty, Sabrina. You lied to Caliban to drive a wedge between us. Don't deny it. And don't worry, I'm not mad. You're not? No.
What? No. A slap would sort that whole thing out real quick. It's like watching Walter White from Breaking Bad constantly get away with all that evil stuff, and right when justice is about to be served and the cops show up, he's let off the hook. The only difference is that the show did it well by making Walter actually feel guilty for dragging his whole family down with him, whereas Sabrina seems upset only because people were mad at her, but then they all forgive her and she goes out and does it again! Ooh, it got me real mad. But you know what the kicker is? You know how Sabrina saves the day? At the end of season 4, and if you didn't already know, there are spoilers in this video, sorry for not telling you at the beginning, the whole crew finds her in a cave, and she sacrifices herself by dying to save them all. And that's it. The creators wrapped up 4 seasons worth of conflict in the course of 10 minutes, and I felt no sadness whatsoever when it went down. The stakes weren't high because, similar to other shows with terrestrial and or cosmic threats, each season starts with a baddie coming to ruin things and ends with the goodies saving the day. It got predictable to say the least. It's like they took risks with the first 2 seasons and played it safe with the last ones, which ruined everything. I think the biggest turning point is when the devil worshippers stopped worshipping the devil. I loved the witchiness of the first seasons, with the bishop guy being all spooky, but then he got nutty near the end, which didn't make sense at all, and it ruined his character. Then with the witches loving the devil, then dropping him to worship Hecate? Usually when a good show turns bad, I get sad, but when this one turned bad, I got mad. The theme of the whole show is the duality of Sabrina's devil side and her mortal side, which reflects the quality of the show quite well, I think. It failed to be a decent show. It was either amazing or dog shit. The ending was unfulfilling, and the sheer scale of what was going on made all the little things and the minute details seem less important. But those were the exact things that I cherished so much initially. It's just as they say, the devil is in the details. And don't get too comfortable there, strange things. I'm coming for you next.